Hey friend, welcome back to the show. Today I want to have a little heart-to-heart and share some kind of personal information. You see, I recently completed my own foundational functional lab testing, the same kind of testing that I'll be offering to clients in my functional health practice. And let me tell you, it was eye-opening. Now, I wasn't expecting to be the picture of perfect health. I try pretty hard to live a fairly healthy lifestyle. But I've been under stress. I've walked through a lot of leadership challenges. I'm in midlife, in perimenopause. I've had breast cancer. I'm a mom. I'm now a grandma. I work full time, and I've worked full time in healthcare for almost 3 decades. I knew there were going to be some things that showed up, but I wasn't quite prepared for how much showed up and how much chronic stress has actually impacted my body. Today, I want to talk to the woman who's like me. You're showing up every day, you're leading, you're caring for everyone in your life, but underneath the surface, you're exhausted. You've got brain fog. You've got weird new symptoms that you can't explain. Your emotions are out of balance, or you just feel off. But when you go to the doctor, your labs are, quote, normal, and you walk away without any answers. If that's you, this episode is for you. Are you a busy woman in leadership who feels pulled in 1,000 directions? Do you wrestle with perfectionism, people-pleasing, or never feeling like you're enough no matter how successful you are on paper? Are you longing for more time, more peace, and more energy to live and lead the way God intended? Sister, you are right where you need to be. Hi, I'm Tanya, a wife, mom, healthcare leader, Christian life coach, and functional health practitioner. I spent decades hustling for my worth through achievement and approval, only to end up burned out and exhausted. But God showed me a better way, a grace-fueled way, and now I help women just like you break free from people-pleasing and overwhelm, lead well, live well, and be well. Here we blend spirit-driven success with practical leadership, wellness, and mindset strategies so that you can multiply your time and impact without sacrificing your health or your family. If you're ready to lead well, live healthier, and finally find the peace and purpose God has waiting for you, you are in the right place. So roll up your sleeves, sister friends. It's time to reclaim your time, restore your joy, and lead from grace. And just as a reminder, the information you hear on this show is not meant to diagnose, manage, or treat disease. Always consult with your own health practitioner before you make any changes to your health. Let's start with something that I wish that I knew earlier, and I wish that every person knew. Just because your lab work comes back in the normal range from a conventional lab testing standpoint does not mean that your body is functioning optimally. Conventional medicine is designed to diagnose and treat disease, and I'm so grateful for that. My daughter's in med school, so she's going to be a doctor. I know, and I work with lots of doctors who are huge blessings and do so much good. But the conventional medical model often doesn't catch dysfunction early. And it doesn't always ask the question why your symptoms are showing up in the first place. It just tells you whether or not you're sick enough yet. The problem is that leaves a whole lot of us, especially women in middle age, walking around feeling kind of crummy, but without being told that everything looks fine. That's because conventional labs typically only look at a very limited number of markers. They actually use population averages for reference ranges, not optimal wellness ranges. And if you think about it, if we're using population averages of people that get their blood drawn and lab work done, our population isn't getting healthier. So we're using averages of a progressively more unhealthy population. Conventional labs don't assess how all of the systems of the body are actually functioning together. And they are designed to detect disease, not early signs of dysfunction. And unfortunately, doctors have their hands tied because insurance often only covers what is considered medically necessary, and that's usually coming from a disease perspective. The type of investigative testing that could actually help you feel better isn't often offered or covered. So when you feel run down, anxious, foggy, bloated, flat out not yourself, you're left without answers. Or worse, you're just told to, get more rest, try to lose some weight, try to figure out how to reduce your stress, without anyone helping you actually get to the root of what's causing the issues. Now let me walk you through a little bit of what I found in my own labs. I ran 5 foundational tests. The first one was a sex and stress hormone panel that looks at my cortisol rhythm, my DHEA, my estrogen, my progesterone, and my testosterone levels. I had a GI map done, which is a comprehensive stool test that checks for gut pathogens, inflammation, digestion markers, signs of leaky gut, and more. I had a metabolic wellness profile which shows how well my body is actually producing energy and managing blood sugar. I had a food sensitivity test to see which foods are actually triggering an immune or inflammatory response in my body. In other words, my body treats it like a foreign invader. I had a mucosal barrier panel done, which helps detect leaky gut and damage to my mucosal layer of my gut and my gut immune function. Because remember, 80% of our immune system is in our gut. And I did a metabolic typing assessment to determine what kinds and in what ratios are the foods that I specifically should be eating for my kind of ancestral metabolic type in order to have optimal health and optimal energy production. Now, I would argue that you probably have never done such a far-reaching panel of lab testing. I know you haven't if you've done lab work from a conventional test. Here's what I discovered. My cortisol rhythm is way out of whack, which explains my afternoon energy crashes. It really says that my body has been in a state of chronic stress for so long that it can no longer produce enough cortisol to keep up with my daily demands for energy. It showed that I have signs of gut inflammation, bacterial imbalance, and our gut needs a good balance of the right kinds of bacteria for appropriate absorption, nutrition, and good health. I have a sluggish digestive response, and I don't process proteins appropriately. I even have a gut parasite. All a result of my body being under stress for so long that its organ systems took a backseat to cortisol's demands for breaking down anything it could find and shutting things off in order to respond to the energy demands placed in the form of stressors on my body. My metabolic pathways are underperforming. My body's not converting nutrients into energy the way that it should be. So guess what? My cells can't produce the energy that my body needs. My cells are tired out, and no amount of caffeine can fix that. And maybe the most surprising, even some of the, quote, healthy foods that I've been eating were triggering low-grade inflammatory immune responses, contributing further to my brain fog, fatigue, digestive symptoms, and mood swings. All of these findings are what we in the functional health world call healing opportunities. They aren't diseases, they aren't diagnoses, but they are real healing opportunities. And when we find them early, we can rebuild from the inside out naturally before it spirals into something more serious, into an actual disease state. Here's what I want you to hear. You don't need to wait until you're sick enough to deserve help. In fact, midlife is often the perfect time to start investing more in your health. Not because you're falling apart, but because your body is starting to whisper. And you still have time to respond before it really starts screaming. God created our bodies with an incredible, intelligent design and the capacity to heal. But that healing happens only when we can give our body what it needs and when we remove what's getting in the way. When you partner with a functional health practitioner, the goal isn't to slap a Band-Aid on a disease or on a symptom. It is to uncover the underlying causes of your fatigue, your weight loss resistance, your anxiety, your low energy and motivation. It is to create a personalized plan to rebuild foundational health through real food, restorative sleep, movement, mindset, and, if and when needed, targeted supplements. It's to help you steward your health in a way that honors the body that God gave you, without shame, without guilt, without overwhelm, and without a bunch of pills or surgeries or unnatural interventions. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about optimizing your functions so that you can show up as the woman, as the leader, as the wife, as the mom, or the friend that you are called and that you desire to be without running on fumes. Now, let me be honest with you. Seeing all the things that I saw in my labs that needed work, it was a little overwhelming at first. I had a moment where I thought, gosh, how did I let it get this far? And where do I even start? But I quickly caught myself and reframed it. Number one, this isn't about blame. It's about ownership. It's about empowerment. When we can finally see what's going on under the surface, we can stop spinning our wheels. We can take intentional, prayerful steps toward healing. We can take our health into our own hands. We should be the owners of our health. We're not broken, we are not weak, and we are not imagining our symptoms. We are simply under-supported in a world that doesn't pause long enough to help us heal. So let me ask you, what if it's time to listen to what your body's been trying to tell you? What if those quiet signals of fatigue, irritability, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, restless sleep, sugar cravings, brain fog are all invitations, not interruptions? And what if right now, before a diagnosis is given, before your health declines any further, is the most powerful and grace-filled moment to take back your wellness? Friend, if this episode is hitting home, I want you to know that I see you. I'm currently building a wellness practice that offers this exact kind of support for high-capacity women like you. Women who are leading, serving, and showing up for everyone else, but ready to prioritize their own healing too. If you're curious about what it would look like to explore your own functional health testing and personalized plan, I would love to talk to you. You can send me a message at gracefilledleader.com/contact. You can reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook, Or you can go to gracefilledleader.com/health, HEALTH, to get on my wait list for functional health coaching. No pressure, no pitch, just a safe place to ask your questions and explore whether this is your next right step. Let's not wait until we're burned out, broken, or diagnosed to start healing. Let's begin now, in partnership with our bodies and in alignment with the truth that God designed us for wholeness, not hustle. Take care of yourself. You are worth it. Until next time, lead well, live well, and be well, sister friend. I pray this episode blessed you, spoke to you, or encouraged you in some way. If so, please share it with a friend and head on over to Apple Podcasts to leave me a review. That's the only way for me to know if you're enjoying the show. Nothing blesses me more than to hear from you. Also, come on over to our free Facebook community. This is a great place for us to support one another on our faith and leadership journeys. You can find the link to the group in the show notes or go to gracefilledleader.com/community. If you have questions or content ideas for the show, please send me a message on SpeakPipe or via email. Go to gracefilledleader.com/contact and leave a written or voice recorded message. I would love to know how I can best serve you on the podcast. Now to Him who can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3, verse 20. Until next time, my friends, God bless.